Imagine waking up this morning. You open your eyes just like any other day, but something is different. The static in your mind is gone. Suddenly, you don't just remember your dreams, you remember everything. You can recall the exact temperature of the room on the day you were born, the precise pattern of the hospital lights, the sound of the doctor's voice. It is the first day of the rest of your life, and you are about to realize that forgetting was actually a mercy. We spend billions of dollars every year trying to improve our memory. We fear Alzheimer's. We fear fading away. But we rarely ask the darker question: what if the opposite happened? What if your mind became a prison that recorded every single second of your existence and threw away the key? Imagine looking at your mother and recalling every single time she ever yelled at you, not as a vague memory, but with perfect, painful, 4K clarity. Welcome to the forbidden hypothesis. Today we enter the mind of the eternal witness. At first, this condition, known as hyperthymesia, feels like a gift from the gods. In our scenario, we are turning the dial up to 100%. You would never fail a test again. You would become a walking encyclopedia. You could win every argument with your spouse because you could quote exactly what they said 4 years ago at 2 p.m. on a rainy Tuesday. You are the ultimate database. But the human brain was not designed to hold infinity. Forgetting is not a flaw, my friend. Forgetting is a safety valve. And yours has just been welded shut. Imagine every commercial jingle you ever heard, every license plate you glanced at in traffic, every random face in a crowded subway, all playing in your head at maximum volume forever. There is no silence, only noise. Then comes the inevitable emotional decay. We have all heard the saying that time heals all wounds, but that is a lie. Time only heals because our brain allows the sharpness of the pain to fade away. But for you, there is no fading. The crushing grief of a funeral from 10 years ago is as fresh, sharp, and visceral as if it happened 10 seconds ago. You don't just remember the sadness in your mind. You relive the trauma in your heart every single day. Eventually, the structure of your reality begins to crack under the sheer weight of data. The present moment loses all its meaning. Why? Because you are so crowded by the ghosts of the past that you cannot see the future. You are walking through life looking backwards. Your perception of time dissolves completely. Yesterday, 10 years ago, and 5 minutes ago all feel exactly the same intensity. You become a ghost haunting your own timeline. Soon, your relationships begin to rot from the inside out. We all rely on small white lies to keep society functioning. I love your new haircut. I was stuck in traffic. But for you, you remember the contradiction. You remember exactly what they said 3 years ago that proves they are lying right now. Every smile becomes a mask. Every compliment feels like a betrayal. You become a human lie detector that cannot be turned off. It's not just your friends. Turn on the TV and the horror scales up. You watch a politician give a speech and instantly, your brain replays the exact opposite speech he gave 5 years ago. You see the patterns, the manipulations, the cycles of history repeating themselves while everyone else forgets. Living in a world of amnesiacs is not a superpower. It is a lonely torture. And here lies the deepest tragedy. Forgiveness requires forgetting. To forgive someone, you need to let the intensity of the anger fade over time. But you cannot fade. The betrayal you felt 10 years ago burns with the same fire today. You hold grudges not because you want to, but because your biology forces you to. You are destined to be alone, surrounded by the perfectly preserved ghosts of everyone who ever hurt you. Eventually, society becomes too loud to bear. The only logical solution is total isolation. You would likely flee to a cabin in the woods or a bunker underground. Not because you hate people, but because they are too high definition for you. You crave the only thing your mind cannot generate: silence. You disconnect the internet. You turn off the radio. You try to starve the beast. You thought escaping to the silent wilderness would finally bring you peace. But you forgot one crucial thing. You cannot escape your own head. When the sun goes down, the real biological torture begins. The human brain requires deep sleep to process information, archive memories, and chemically clean itself out every night. But your brain has completely lost the ability to hit the off switch. It is stuck on record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Instead of sleeping, your brain forces you to watch a movie. But this is not a normal dream. This is a perfectly accurate high-definition replay of your own life's worst hits. You are trapped in a hyperlucid nightmare where you are forced to relive your most embarrassing failures, your deepest traumas, and your most painful heartbreaks, with absolutely zero ability to wake up or look away. The dream is just as real as the waking world. Your brain is biologically a very hungry machine. Under normal circumstances, it consumes about 20% of your body's total energy. But now, it is running at maximum overdrive constantly. It is consuming 80 or 90% of your calories just to keep the hard drive spinning. You become physically exhausted, gaunt, and weak. No matter how much you eat, you are effectively starving from the inside out because your own memories are eating you alive. Desperation eventually sets in. You try to dull the noise using chemical warfare against your own biology. You turn to alcohol, hoping to drown the memories in a drunken stupor. You try heavy prescription sedatives, hoping to slow down the firing neurons. You might even try extreme therapies like hypnosis or electroshock. But nothing works. Your brain's recording mechanism bypasses everything. You might pass out physically, but the camera inside your mind never stops rolling. You are trapped sober in a drunk body. But the danger is not just inside your head. It is waiting right outside your door. In a world built on secrets and lies, a man who remembers absolutely everything is the most dangerous weapon on planet Earth. Intelligence agencies like the CIA, MI6, or the Mossad would eventually find out about your unique condition. To them, you are not a patient needing help. You are a biological hard drive. You are a spy who never needs a wire, and a witness who can never be discredited. You wouldn't even hear them coming. One moment you are finding peace in your cabin, and the next, everything goes black. You wake up disoriented in a cold, windowless concrete room, strapped tightly to a steel chair. There are no lawyers here. There are no human rights. To the men watching you from behind the one-way mirror, you are not a citizen. You are a biological hard drive containing infinite data. They don't want to cure you. They want to browse your history. The interrogation begins, but it is not physical. It is a brutal mental excavation. They don't ask you where you were last night. They demand the license plate of a taxi that drove past you in London 20 years ago. They demand the exact code you glanced at on a document for 1 second in a crowded lobby. And the terrifying part? You answer them. You recite the numbers instantly. Your mind vomits confidential information you didn't even realize you had recorded. You are no longer a human being to them. You are just a searchable database made of flesh and bone. You quickly realize that you will never see the sunlight again. To them, you are not a prisoner of war. You are a classified document that has become sentient. And classified documents are stored in deep, dark vaults. They move you to a black site facility buried a mile underground. There are no windows here. There are no clocks on the walls. There is absolutely zero contact with the outside world. You are left alone in total silence, but inside your head, the noise is louder than ever. In this eternal silence, staring at the white walls, you finally understand the terrifying truth. We always thought memory was the foundation of our identity. We thought that remembering made us stronger, but we were wrong. It is the ability to forget that makes us human. Without the ability to delete the past, there is no room for the future. There is only an endless, accumulating present that crushes you under its own massive weight. To be truly alive is to let go. To be human is to fade. So, the next time you forget where you put your car keys or you forget the name of someone you met once at a party, do not be frustrated. Do not wish for a perfect brain. Instead, take a deep breath and be grateful. Be grateful for the fog inside your head. Be grateful for the gaps in your timeline. Because that empty space is the only place where you can build a new future. Forgetting is not a glitch in the system. It is the shield that protects your soul from burning out. I am the forbidden hypothesis. Sleep well while you still can.